What's going on? If you can hear me loud and clear, do me a favor. Just type into the chat, say loud and clear. Let me know you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, please do me a favor. Type into the chat, say loud and clear. And by the way, how are you doing today? How are you doing? As you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Let me check one other thing here, and then we can get started with this conversation. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Can you hear me? You probably should hear me better now. Loud and clear. Probably should be able to hear me better now. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Shout out to you. Let me see who's in the chat. Hey, D-Love, good to see you. Bhagavad, good to see you. Loud and clear. It's better now, right? It should be better now, right? Sorry about that. Awesome. Let's talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, welcome back. This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. We have a very important conversation to have today. All right. Thank you. I see that loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you. Shout out to you. Please do me a favor as you're coming in. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Type into the chat. Let me know where you're plugging into. Okay. Let me know where you're plugging in from. I should say. All right. UK, United States, Nigeria, Germany, Atlanta, Houston, whatever. Let me know where you're plugging in from. And let's try to make this conversation fun. More importantly, let's make sure we get all the lessons out of this one, because this is a story that has been brewing for a while. For quite a while, right? So we're here to talk about it. Let's talk about it, right? Happy Sunday to you. How did you spend your Sunday? My Sunday, I went to church earlier today. I had to take care of some things because I got I'm busy this week. Let me just let you know right now. This week, starting tomorrow, the show will come live at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. So it's going to be 5 hours later than usual for this whole week. So I'm letting you know up front. So that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. Okay. So whenever you can catch it, you catch it. If you can catch me live, that would be awesome, right? But nonetheless, we're going to keep bringing the heat to some of these trending topics. These trending topics are real life issues that are going on. So we need to make sure we stay on top of it. I would say, let me take a week off and come back the following week. But nah, let's keep it going. I'll just be here 5 hours a little bit later than normal for the whole week, okay? So it's going to be a little late night. So maybe people in the United States can catch it. If you're in the UK, you might have to wake up early or just wait until you wake up to catch up, okay? Or Nigeria, if you're in the Greenwich meantime, right? All right, so yes, please hit that like button as you're coming in. Let's spread the word. Grab the link and send it to 3 people. Let them know we're live, and we're going to extract some lessons out of the Edochie's family. Today we're talking about the Edochie's family. We kind of touched a little bit on it while we were talking about other topics. Like I think the brother said something some few days ago, but I've really never dug in deeper, analyze the story, So we're going to do that today. Okay, we're going to talk about Pete Edochie, who has been today he celebrates 53 years of marriage with his wife. That's the father, the legend, right? The person that's been making the news has been Yul and May Edochie. Yul is the son. It's a grown-ass son. It's about 41 years old or so. That's what Google says. I thought it was about almost 50 or something like that. And polygamy, the fantasy of polygamy for people that live in 2022. The fantasy and the reality of it. Then in-laws. Let's talk about in-laws. In-laws is a very delicate part of marriage. It's like the necessary evil that we can't really do without, right? On all sides. Okay, so yes, today we're going to be talking about that. All right, so and without any further ado, let's get started. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. So, we're talking about this guy right here. We're talking about him. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why that picture. I really don't like using babies' pictures, but he's a celebrity, a public figure, and he put it out there himself. So I don't think there's not much to it. Personally, I don't like putting babies' pictures out there. But let's talk about it. I'm going to talk about the importance of this particular picture in a second. This was the picture that basically sparked off the whole thing, right? But as you're coming in, like I said, do me a favor. I see some new people just came in. Hit that like button, share, subscribe. What that would do is let everyone else know that we're here, okay? Okay. So please go ahead and do that immediately. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link too, because you guys may actually know some other details that I'm not privy to, right? So if you want to join the conversation and not just make me a talking head here, let's take that conversation to that next level. Okay. Yeah, Brother Patrick, I would love to have you on board to talk about this, because there's some statements from about 4 different people. The first person being Yul Edochie. But I actually have statements from the father as well, the person that's celebrating 50 years of marriage today. Okay. Yes. All right. So I just share that. Let me go ahead and pin that to the top for anyone who comes in later, so we can talk about this. One second. There you go. D-Love, what part of Texas are you in? Are you in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, El Paso? What part of Dallas are you? What part of Texas are you in? I'm missing 7 likes. I'm missing about 8 likes. Please go ahead and hit that like button right now, so we can get started. Right? Go ahead and do that for me right now. Hit that like button. Okay, I'm missing about 6 right now. Let's get to it. Give me those 6 likes as a support for your brother. Okay. Dallas. That's where I was born. I don't know anything about Dallas. I was 3 years old when I left, but it's on my birth certificate. All right. We're missing about 6. Let's get those 6 likes in there. Thank you. Let's get those. I got some really, really important perspective on this particular story. Okay. And I have some questions too that I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige. I want to know your opinion on certain things. Okay. So before I get started, please do me a favor. Just go ahead and hit that like button. I'm waiting for it. About 6 more. 6 more. Let me tell you something. Somebody's going to chop up this part of it. Right? They're going to chop off and clip my video and say, this guy was on YouTube begging for likes. That's not a good look, right? It's not a good look, right? So please do me a favor. Me. Hit that like button so we can get to the story. Thank you. I need 5 more. I got 5 more. If we get 5 more, we're good to go. Get 5 more, we're good to go. Anyway, so we got the story. This whole thing started, I don't know exactly when it started, but it was some months back. Okay, and it started with this this post you're looking at right now. It started with this post. Okay, it started with this post, and there was an original capture on this picture. Well, I think this was the second picture. This might be the second picture. Yeah. So I think this might be the second picture that went viral. Okay. Yul Edochie, who is he? Who is Yul Edochie? Yul Edochie is a fine actor. One of the finest actor in Nollywood industry, Nigerian movie industry. Right. And he had been walking a straight line for all those years, except allegedly the last 5 to 6 years. He tried to make it seem like it was the last 6 months, but it wasn't just the last 6 months. Okay, he had been indulging. He had been indulging the fine young lady side chick outside of his beautiful wife. Let's look at their pictures. Let's take a closer look at the what do you call it? The thumbnail. You guys saw the thumbnail coming in, right? Yes, we're gonna talk about this today. Okay, we're back to regular topics. Yes, we're back to yesterday. We celebrated Nigeria. Shout out to Bro Patrick. Shout out to Adaya. Shout out to Tunde, my guy. Shout out to Uncle Ade for coming up and really helping the conversation get to that level yesterday, where we talked about everything Nigeria, Yoruba Nation, One Nigeria, the history of Nigeria, where it's going, where it's headed. And let me just tell you, we ended up with hope for Nigeria. Like, I think all 3 of us that we ended that show yesterday, we had high hopes of Nigeria. Nigeria is going to be one of the greatest nations on earth. How long, when, we don't know, obviously, right? But we know this because, number one, 200 million people, extremely smart individuals, people of all shapes and forms, right? You can find them in some of the finest places, high places of people that run this world, from the White House to different offices, positions, job descriptions around the world. And sadly, of course, in some of the worst things like thief, like kidnapping, like, terrorism, stuff like that, But majority of the people who are in fine positions actually putting some positive impact on this world. Majority. And welcome to Men of Prestige, where we actually highlight the majority and not the loud minority, right? So this right here, we have this. Okay. Look at that thumbnail. 53 years now, your mate. You know what we say, me de chirai. 53 years is not your mate. 53 years is not anyone's mate. That like but Patrick just said, let me see if I can dig up that comment really quickly. Right? Like Brother Patrick just said, 53 years of Pete Edochie's wedding. What a landmark. Right? So now let me go back to that thumbnail really quickly so I can put some pictures to the faces for you, just in case you don't know. The gentle older man in blue is the father of this other gentleman. Pete Edochie is a legend not just in Nollywood as a movie industry in Nigeria, but also as a statement that everyone kind of respect. Even when he misyan, because he misyan sometimes when it comes to, but I think it's coming from his era. That he had some things to say about marriage at one point. But with regards to polygamy, I have to agree with him. I'm going to pull up his statement in a second. As a matter of fact, I think it was literally like weeks or months before the son came out with this with this crazy ass news, crazy ass viral news, that he actually put out a statement about polygamy. And that's Yul's YUL. That's Yul's fine wife as well over there. Yeah. She's both ladies in the back. That's the same person. And that's Yul's mother next to his father. Okay. All right. So while we're talking about them today, I see you, bro. Patrick, I'll come back to you. Let me just lay some background really quickly. Okay. Reason why we're coming to this today was because this comment came up. This guy, he put out this on Instagram. He put this out on Instagram. No, not that one. Let me see if I can pull it up. Oh, okay, this one. He put this out on Instagram. I don't know when. It doesn't matter when. What we cover here is evergreen topics. It doesn't matter. You could be watching this 10 years later. This video is going to be relevant to you. Okay. He put this out and he says, it's time for the world to meet my son. Okay. Now keep in mind, this is what everyone knew about him. That right here. Not that. This picture is what everyone knew about him. It looks like he has 4 children with his beautiful wife. They've been married for, at that time, 17 years. Right? Now, in Nigerian society right now, the order of the day is monogamy in terms of family practice, in terms of family structure practice. Of course, there are a few people who claim to be practicing polygamy, but not the way my grandfather did it. The way my grandfather did it is that he had all 5 or 6 wives in the same house at one point. Okay. At least 4. Okay, when I knew, at least he had, okay, so when I was growing up, he had at least 3. And then he had 3 in one house. He had 1 in another house, his own house, in the village, right? In another village, but it's his house, right? So he had 4 that was with him at any point in time that I know of. There were 2 that, neither here nor there. I think they kind of like were in and out, right? Now, Brother Patrick will tell you in a second. He had like the standard, which is all your wives are in the house and it's like 40 children or something like that, right? All in the same house. They went to the farm, they did life together, that kind of stuff. Nowadays, people will have side chicks, get them pregnant, and then some of them that can afford it, they will build a house or something. Very few of them, and then they say, "Oh, I have a second wife." That's not the polygamy. That's not what it was. Okay. That's basically trying to squeeze in. I did wrong, but I'm just gonna. Like, let's just call it that. Let's just call it polygamy, right? Well, meanwhile, that wasn't the plan. That wasn't what the plan was. That's what it seems like this guy did. This guy, just up to last year ago, this was the picture that everybody knew about his family. Okay. So now, suddenly, he came out with this news that you're looking at on the screen. Like, it was completely out of nowhere, just completely random. Of course, to the public, right? Because we don't know him like that. Let's be honest, right? We don't know him like that. He's just an actor that everybody loves his work, right? And he puts out the picture of his wife, his family, his children, his teenagers once in a while. And people kind of admire that. That's a family man. A family man is always respected in any society. Okay. Now, in today's society in Nigeria, at least in the southern part of Nigeria, I don't know about in the north. If you're a husband of one wife, it's much more respected as an average man. Like, we're not talking about Ned Okonkwo right now. Ned Okonkwo is the exception. Okay. Ned Okonkwo is the exception. The typical situation is that you're Like you have one wife, even if you have side chicks, a lot of them have side chicks and stuff in that society, right? But the truth is that, uh, people respect that, and oftentimes it's subconscious. It's not something that people say. Okay, people start talking when they start fantasizing about something that is not the reality, and that's why we're talking right now. So anyway, he put out this news. He said, "It's time for the world to meet my son. His name is Star DK Munachimso Yul Edochie, born by my second wife." What? Second what? Second wife, he claims. Like, when did you get a second wife? So, of course, it went viral. He tried to act like, oh, it was intentional, but it wasn't. Okay? He was definitely, let me leave that to you, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, to tell me what you think. And I love him so much as I love my other children. I don't think it was much more than 24 hours later that the wife, the actual first wife, who doesn't want to be a numbered wife, she actually released the statement that you're looking at on the screen, on the picture. She actually left a reaction on a video, on this picture. She said, "May God judge you both." Okay. Now, this was probably a reaction because that's still her family, right? She probably doesn't want to do that, but to the public, based on this comment, it looks like it was complete ambush. Like she didn't see this coming. Okay, maybe she did. Maybe she was still very upset. Okay, so that's where we are, and we're going to talk about some other statement that has come out. Now, what happened within the last 24 hours at press time? Yes, he's a respected elder. What's up, Ampan? Good to see you here. All right. What really happened in the last 24 hours? Let me bring you up to speed on that, and then we'll talk about everything in between. What happened was that the father is celebrating 53 years of marriage. Okay. And the wife, the legal wife, the first wife, she doesn't want to be numbered. The last statement she released as of last week is that she does not want to be a numbered wife. She released this. She said, "Please, fam, join me to celebrate the great Pete Edochie," that's the father-in-law, "and his adorable wife. We are grateful to the Almighty for the gift of life. 53 years and counting. May God continue to strengthen you both and give you peace." Okay? That's what she said. She's celebrating our in-laws. A lot of people admire that. We had a person reacted, said she didn't use father-in-law. Happy anniversary, legend. To the whole Nigeria as a society, they recognize, typically, they recognize this man, not this one on the screen. This one, let me show you this picture. So we're not confusing this all together, right? Okay, that picture right there. They recognize this man as a legend. I agree with them. He's a legend. Okay, this is another reaction to her statement. To May. Her name is May. Yul's wife is May, the lady on the left of your screen, I think. She's tactful not to call him father-in-law and mother-in-law. I don't think she was calculating that much. But anyway, great Pete Edochie and his wife, prodigal son, will stain everybody's wife. So this person is implying that Yul, this man right here, that Yul is a prodigal son. Why would that person say that? Why would that person call Yul a prodigal son? I'll tell you why. Okay, there's a statement just before Yul released this statement. Not just, but it wasn't too long. It wasn't too far into the past. Okay, just before he released this statement, it's time for the world to, second wife, last born, blah blah blah, right? Pete Edochie, the legend, right? This legend right here. He released this statement. Who knew why he was releasing? We didn't know why he was releasing that statement. We didn't know exactly why. But I have a feeling that they were trying to advise him against the announcement that that you're seeing on the screen right now, he released a statement. Pete, the legend, he released a statement. He said, marrying two women doesn't mean. Now, this is a traditional man who has been married for 53 years to his one wife in Nigeria, for my American friends that are watching. Okay? There's a very good chance that his own father was a polygamist. That's a good chance. Now, I don't know what they practice in Igbo land much, but it looks most people practice polygamy unless circumstances. It's like if you're not a polygamist, it's like you're not married at the age of 35. It's like circumstances. Like it's just what it is. I didn't marry. Maybe I lost my wife. Maybe something happened, right? That's beyond their control. But typically, people were polygamists as of 150 years into the past. Okay? He said, marrying two women doesn't mean you're a man. It just means you are about to suffer and breed confusion among your generations. Now, why would this old man say this? And why would the son just a few months later, I think it was a few months later, I'm not sure if my timeline is right, but it was definitely before. Why would the son, after that statement, after that big statement, come and make this type of announcement? That's a question that I have for you, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige. Right? Is this outright rebellious, or he was really... Why? I have my own theory, but I want to know yours, right? Brother Patrick, how are you, sir? You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, good to see you. Happy Sunday, sir. How was your Sunday?
Great. Happy Sunday to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's my first question, Brother Patrick.
Yeah, that's a very good question. You cannot control an adult child. This guy is a grown-up.
Yes.
And decided to do what he feel like doing. We are talking about him because he's a Nollywood actor. He's a celebrity, so to say.
Yeah, he's a celebrity. Yep.
So that's why we can talk about him. Polygamous in to the millennium. It's not in vogue. You know what I mean? People don't like it. They don't embrace it. Millennials don't embrace it. And it's a kind of lesson for the young ones. And the father made a profound statement. He said, it doesn't mean you are a man. It means you are going to bring confusion to your family. You are going to suffer based on experience.
Yes. He sounded like he was talking from experience.
Yes. He's happy with his wife, 53 years old, which is great. But the son doesn't want to listen to him. From his post, it shows he's enjoying polygamy. He's proud of it. Yes, let him go ahead. And he's a grown-up man. The father has nothing to do with that.
Exactly. Yes,
he can. Yes, you are your own.
Your own.
And from the wife's statement, it shows she's very hot. She's hot right now. But then, what can she do? And people are talking about it because nobody expected that to come from him. Of all people with the family picture we just saw. Say, whoa. This is a shocker to many people.
Yeah.
Yes, I would just want to implore everybody to learn from the scenario. Let's give it a time. You know what I'm saying? Let's pray for him. And for him to have posted the picture of the boy, say, my second wife. Well, good luck with that.
Right? Because the boy is important, of course, right? I would say for me personally, my personal belief is that everyone that comes into this world has a purpose, regardless of how they got here.
The boy has no problem. But I want to believe there must be an issue, there must be a serious problem before this guy can go out, having shown the picture of his family, 5 of them, beautiful family. There must be a problem, an hidden problem that, for him to have gone out.
Right.
I don't know why he did that.
So the problem could be there's two extremes and there's everything in between, right? The problem could be he lacked discipline. He had a side chick. He's a man that travels a lot. He's an actor, right? And he had a side chick. Once a woman has 4 children at home, for most people, there's a lot of ups and downs in that relationship over the past 17, 18 years, whatever, right? So if you're a man and you have to be on the road all the time, if you're a normal, typical man, and a man who, a fine man that women are probably throwing themselves at him all the time, probably because of opportunity, alignment with a superstar. He's a rock star at the end of the day, right? So that's one. He lacked the discipline, the level of discipline that would be needed to maintain being faithful to not dividing his home, right? And then the other extreme is the woman at home is not friendly, and no, I need to marry a second wife on top of this one. Okay. Or maybe the other extreme is that this guy lives in 70 years ago, right? He's like, I'm going to practice polygamy, right? And nobody can stop it. That's the picture he's trying to paint for us right now. Like almost like this was always a plan or something, right?
Yeah. I'm going to take the fathers. Okay, I'm going to...
The first one.
Polygamy. And the most important is not discipline.
Lack of discipline, right? So it's the first extreme.
Yes, like every one of us, brother, we must be, let's face facts. Anybody can cheat, but you have to be disciplined. It's, that's yes. One of my pastor friends traveled out of the state to go and preach somewhere. He got to the hotel. All the air hostesses were checking in with their luggage. So he met one there, and the lady said, "Whoa, handsome guy. Let's just have nice time together." The lady gave her her room numbers. The man said, "I'm married, it's my ring." So it doesn't matter. The man quickly called the wife, said, "Oh, girl, man, so I'm an hot cake. I just look at this free issue I got." Just like joke. The man won't do it. Traveling out is not an excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's more so of if you don't have discipline, it's a better environment for that to really show. What's the word?
Yeah, to show up. Even you don't have to travel. Even at offices. Your colleague can make passes at you. They might like you the way you dress.
No, but Patrick, let's not couple. If you're a rock star like Yul Edochie and you're always traveling and there's women in that industry all over the place, it's quite different from those two girls in your office where you have to go back home at 5 o'clock every evening. It's quite different.
So, Allah, what you are saying is, if God should just lift you up and going to travel around, so what are you going to do?
I will need an extra level of discipline, is the point I'm making. Me as a normal human being, I will need an extra layer, at least, of discipline because, again, I am being positioned in a position where this heightened level of temptation. Is that not the reality?
So you can grade discipline. That's what you are saying. You can say 20% discipline, 50% discipline.
For me as a person, yes. For me as a person, right? I'm talking about me now, right? So I want to keep it at one person. What level of discipline for me may be different from yours. You may be a lot more disciplined than me. Your threshold may be higher for you, right? Or lower for you as a person, right? Maybe the way you were raised, maybe your culture, your religion, many other factors that we can't name them all right now, right? For me as a person, right, it's easier for me to be disciplined when there's not so much. That's why I don't put myself in a position of temptation. It's the same reason why I wouldn't do that if I have the power. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to go say, I want to deliver to the the Playboy brother, where there's girls everywhere, right? And let's say I used to work for FedEx. I worked for FedEx for 7 years, right? During my college years, right? So let's say my manager gave me options of 2 routes. right? It said, hey, you can go to this place where you deliver to school kids. There's a school there, you just deliver all the time. You can choose this other one where there's a Playboy brothel on that route all the time, right? And there's always girls on the streets. It's like Allen Avenue, right? I will always choose the one where I deliver to the schools because I don't have to see things like that. You see my point now? It doesn't mean, I'm not saying that I'm measuring my discipline level. What I am saying is that it's going to be if I choose to do the to go the route of the Allen Avenue type, right? I'm gonna need a higher level of discipline. You don't believe that?
I believe it, but the higher you go, the more expectation is bestowed on you.
That's true. Yeah. That's the same point I'm making.
Bro, the way we are seeing you now, by the time you get into limelight, you don't want to fall. When you're up there, our life's in a different, with more discipline then. You are the one that will make that choice.
That's exactly the point I'm making.
Because if you fall from up, listen, we have a minister conference, and Pastor Adeboye was saying, you ministers, pastors, they are fasting 24 hours. You need to stop and take care of your family. Take care of your wife needs you.
Exactly.
Because if you fall, you're kata.
So you fall harder too. You actually fall harder too, right?
Yeah. So, bro, everything is wisdom. Like, for example, it's not as if you cannot pray to hear from God. You can pray, but there are levels that you speak. You need spiritual counseling. People that are here, they say, okay, I need to talk to this person.
Right.
Men of God do that. Yes.
Right. So there's maybe you can help me. Maybe you can help me. There's a Bible verse that talks about he who stands, lest he fall.
Take his stand, lest he fall.
That's the point I'm making, Brother Patrick, right? That's the exact point I'm making. Like, it's easy for me, like you were just saying right now. I recognize that when
I understand you, bro. Sorry to cut you short.
Okay.
I understand you.
You understand it?
Wisdom is profitable. Yeah, you can. Sister Lola can always accompany you.
Yes.
Sister Lola, you must be there so time. Take this time off.
As a deliberate measure.
Yeah, like Steve Harvey, for example.
Right.
Most trip he goes with the wife. You understand? He can afford it.
Yes.
Yeah, this man works like different shows every day. He works like 12 hours every day. I listen to him. But when he wants to travel, he goes with the wife. Sometimes, let's go together. Let's do this together. He knows himself. He has fallen several times. So,
yes. That's so somebody is gonna say, oh, so you can't be disciplined. Why do you have to take your wife? Like, dude, stop. He's doing the flee part of where the Bible says flee. That's the whole point. It's not putting himself. That's why I tell people all the time, don't put yourself on a pedestal. Don't say I can handle it. I'm that disciplined. Listen, we can all practice discipline to a certain extent.
Yeah, wisdom is profitable, brother. So
yeah. Anyway, so we have quite a few statements that I want us to review together.
Okay.
This is gonna be this is the fine actor himself. I keep saying fine. He's a fine actor. People really like him, but he's been getting dragged quite a bit. And we're going to point out why he's getting dragged, because I think he seems like he's confused quite a bit, based off of some of the statements he's been making. Now, here's a statement. Let me see. I'm going to try to remember who made this statement. Marrying two women. Okay, that's the father who said that. We already reviewed that. Okay, this was a statement today. 53 years of marital bliss with my queen, Chief Barrister Mrs. Josephine Edochie. You could tell he's very proud of his wife by pronouncing the full title out like that. Because some people, they could care less. They just say happy anniversary, right? This past 53 years, God blessed us with 6 biological children, among all the inherited ones and numerous grandchildren. He's the last of 6. I saw that somewhere. Okay. And it goes on to say, I want the whole world and Nigerians to understand that, okay, this is the statement he made in response to the announcement that he reportedly made in response to the announcement that the son made with regards to second wife. He said, I want the whole world and Nigerians to understand that as an Igbo man, I never support my son's actions, and as a statesman, I only recognize his first wife as the only authenticated wife of my son. The rest is banished from entering my household.
Wow.
That is a strong statement.
Yes.
I saw that just a few minutes before we started. Now, it's written on news blogs somewhere, so we're just picking them up. But we're going to talk about a man who is able to do that. Now, this man understands that he's potentially banishing one of his grandchildren and his mother.
Well, look at the keyword used there. Recognize, authenticated.
Yes.
My household. Those words carry weight.
They carry weight, oh. They carry weight. And this is something I think y'all can learn from his father. See, sometimes we think we know better than our fathers. Why? Because they don't know how to remember passwords. My father just left here. I had to walk him through some websites and stuff like that, right? My father is about to be 70 in January. So it's it's a struggle sometimes when they bother us to help them with password, log into this website, this other, this app on this phone. And sometimes we get in our head, we think we know better than them, But I'm a 42-year-old man. I'm gonna point out to him right now that he doesn't know what he thinks he does, especially in the state of mind where he's at. He's very confused, and we're gonna point those out. Before we continue, let me highlight some of the people that are here right now. Odion, good to see you. Y'all is spoiled. And a narc just from his behavior, no regards for his wife. Interesting take. The spoiled part, I agree. The narc part, I am not a psychologist. I can't diagnose him. But thank you for that. Wow, the wife is very beautiful. Remember some few days ago we talked about Nia Long, who got cheated on by, with another person's wife. Okay, so you're right. That's how I feel too, but these things don't matter. After 17, 18 years, see finish don't enter, obviously. It still act like he leaves statements. He celebrated her birthday, went on a stage we saw a few days ago to go celebrate her birthday. He loves her forever, all this kind of stuff, right? He's making all those pronunciations, but who knows, right? So what could possibly be the reason for his actions? Yeah, that's what we are analyzing right now. We will see. I want to know your take after we go through all of this too, right? So like Brad Patrick was saying, recognized. These are statements that grown men need to understand the deeper meanings behind those words, right? It doesn't change the fact that he has a new grandchild. It's just making a stance because there's always a bigger picture than whatever you're trying to satisfy.
Hey, brother.
Yes, sir.
2 seconds. Let me drop somebody in the church.
Let me know when you come back, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Right. So there's always there's also banished from my household. That doesn't have to be a permanent decision too, but maybe he's expecting his son to make things right in terms of, listen, things happen, crises happen in life, right? Sometimes we make boo-boo. We make a terrible mistake, not with respect to the child. Because again, like I said, every child that comes into this world, I believe personally, has a purpose, right? But that doesn't exonerate you as a man from holding yourself accountable. And how you hold yourself accountable is everything, right? Now, to him, he's holding himself accountable. And I'm going to show you why in a second. Let's get back to some of the comments, okay? He said, it's been an amazing period of my life. Okay. So he's putting together statements like it's some kind of PR statement and stuff like that, when actually he should probably go into some kind of solitude for a few months. But of course, it's very difficult. They're always trying to control the narrative. Okay. That's the narcissistic trait that I think the other person was, or Dion was pointing out. It's a trait. Okay, we all have narcissistic traits at some level. Okay, not the disorder. Okay, but the trait. Okay, when you're trying to control a narrative that's out there, that's already been controlled by millions of people. Yeah, it's a lost cause, right? The only way to control it is to be quiet. That's the only way. And it's an extremely difficult thing to do, right? Even if you're going to put out a statement, I've said this before, let a PR specialist put something short together to say, I recognize there's some issues around my family. We got it. We just need your support at this time. We will handle it. But he wanted to run ahead of the narrative. And that's why he made that announcement. Right? And what was the first response to the announcement? What was the first response? The wife said, may God judge you both. Who is she talking about? Is she talking about the baby or the second wife, so to say? Right? Bottom line is that this doesn't look good. Not for her, because we already know she's embarrassed in society. She feels embarrassed, of course. See, women don't even care for the most part about, they do, of course, but they care more about the embarrassment. The embarrassment hurts more than the actual deed, right? But he doesn't know that at the age of 41 or so. There's a lot of 41-year-old men that don't know this. Because there's a reason why they lack the discipline to even prevent this kind of stuff in the first place, right? There's a reason. So when crisis happens as a result of their lack of discipline, remember, it's not like they prepared for it anyway, right? So the first thing they do is try to control the narrative. Try to control it. Like, let's see if we can get ahead of it. We saw Samuel Oposo try to do that with Auntie B, right? It doesn't work. We saw Bishop try to do that. It doesn't work. You just dig even bigger and bigger hole for yourself. All right, let's keep going. He said, at this stage in my life, I think it is possible for a man to love two women because two women can contribute differently to the man's life. All right, so let's dissect this statement. Let's dissect this statement. Let's dissect this statement. Loving two women, does that necessarily have to translate to marrying them? Right? Okay. We're talking about marriage now, right? Because he already made an announcement. So maybe I should stop the cap myself. He already made an announcement that he's trying to marry a second wife because the person had a baby for him, right? But he says, I think it is possible. He thinks. So even the statement is, just think about this statement, right? Let me put this statement. I'm going to leave this statement right here and look at this statement right here. Let's compare this statement to this statement. Let me label the statement properly so we know who is talking. Okay. This is a lesson for all of us. It's a lesson for men. Okay. This is easier said than done, but that's what makes you a man, right? Face some difficult challenges, you face some difficult decisions sometimes. And nonetheless, you have to decide. And sometimes you don't know, you can't see all the way through the consequences of your decision, but you have to. You have to make a stance so that people can know where you stand. So that even when there's bad consequences of your choice and your decisions, you can face it with your full chest. That's what makes you a man in a highly competitive world, right? So look at the nature of this statement. I only recognize, for a man to come out and say this about the mother of one of his grandchildren, he's thought about it, right? Well, first of all, he has experience, right? But he's thought about it because we're talking about his son. He knew, he also knows that he's speaking against his son, but he knew that he had no other choice. At least in this moment, it doesn't have to be a permanent decision, but he had to make a stance. I only recognize his first wife as the only authenticated wife of my son. Even the weight of the phrase, my son, right? Now compare that to this. I think that's a man that's not sure of what he's saying. He thinks, he's not even sure. I think it is possible for a man to love two women because two women can contribute differently to the man's life. Now, is it possible for a man to love two women? Yes. Romantically? No. No. Okay. They can have titles. Now, ask anybody that has lived in a polygamous family before. Do me a favor before we continue. Okay, we're doing well today. Do me a favor. As you're coming in, let's make sure. I'm missing about 20 likes. Okay, I'm missing about 20 likes right about now. Go ahead, support each other. I'm missing 20. Yes, we got about 45 people watching, and thank you. I got to just now. Just go back right now and hit the like. You might want to collapse the chat for a second, and then you can reopen it back. You see the thing that says hide chat, and then you hit that like. We got that up to 28. Let's get that up to 35. Thanks so much. I won't wait for you. I'll continue. Oh, I'm getting that. Sorry. Oh. Okay, I think we're back now. Let me just make sure that. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. Just wanted to make sure we get this up. Thank you, and keep it up there. All right, so now let's get to it. Let's get back to this comment. I think it is possible for a man to love. You can love two women. I love my mother. I love my wife. I love my sister. I love my cousins. I love my nieces. A lot of them are women. Right? In a romantic way, if I'm in love with a chick on the side, I am not in love with my wife. The in-love part, the in-love experience, I'm not. There's only so much space in a man's heart like that. Oh, I'm just in love with all three of them now. Nah. It's either you're not in love with the idea of monogamy, or if you're a monogamist, as I am saying this guy is a monogamist, it's not really a polygamist. It's trying to wrap it up and just call it polygamist. It's scab. It's not if he was a polygamist, what would he do? He would do it the right way. He would say, hey, wife, I'm a polygamist. I'm going to have second wife, right? So even if in the middle of the marriage, he realizes that, he will sit his wife down and have that conversation, right? But it's not really a polygamist. It's not. In terms of being able to smash multiple women, of course, if that's what you mean by polygamist, right? But in terms of marriage as a structure, as a family structure, it's not a polygamist. Okay? It's not a polygamist. It's trying to see if he can squeeze it in. It's not who he is. Even his own father, his own immediate father. Where did he learn it from? How did he know what that is? The only thing he can probably claim is his grandfather, like myself. But he doesn't know anything about polygamist. Now, anybody who has gone through such families will tell you it's a war zone. Most of them will tell you it's a war zone. It's not. People that come from that experience, they typically don't want to repeat the experience for anyone. Okay? But so how can you even be in love with two women, right? No, it's you're in love with one, or you don't know what love is. It's one of like 4 different things I just mentioned. But let's keep going. Two women can contribute differently to life. Okay, so that statement is not a man who is sure of himself. He shouldn't be talking. He should have taken at least 6 months off and let people go and worry about themselves. Let people go and hug Transformer. Like, listen, you're a man. You made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Let's start from there. It's not the end of the world. You were traveling. It's no excuses. Bottom line is that it's happened. Right? You're always on the road. You had this chick. You really enjoyed time with her. As a matter of fact, you fell in love with her. She's a side chick you fell in love with. Because there's also statements from some other people, some other friends that said he's been messing with this chick for about 6 years. That's not just a player. That's a person who fell in love with some other random side chick. He was spending a lot of time with her, if that's true. Right? You were not in love with your wife. she was a wife, a duty. She had a post. She had a title in your life. She's the mother of your children. Now you might be in love right now. Yul is probably in love with May Edochie right now. Who is May? Let's show the proper pictures, right? This is May right here. Okay. This is the picture she took yesterday for Happy Independence. Of course, is in love with this lady right now. Why? Because rejection breeds obsession. Because she's probably saying, don't touch me right now. Because she's trying to figure things out. She already made it clear that, I guess not enough for the people in the public, but she already made it clear that she's not subscribing to polygamy and she wouldn't want to be numbered as a wife. Usually what that means is that she's not allowing him to touch her. Okay? In an intimate way. And you could tell when they were on that stage at her birthday that she wasn't comfortable. The body language said it all. That she wasn't comfortable. Okay? Alright, so this is a man that's not sure of himself. In fact, the fact that he's not so sure of himself and the way that he made a mess of this news out there, she can't respect him right now. It's a temporary thing. Gentlemen, if you ever find yourself in this situation, it's a temporary thing. If you don't realize it's a temporary thing, it will become permanent. Okay? Because why? Because you'll be overreacting. You'll be trying to control the narrative. You'll be controlling. Your controlling behavior will show out. Right? Actually, you lost control. The only thing you can control and that you should ever try to control is yourself. Discipline. Discipline. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. That's the point. That's why you're a man. Okay? So, let's keep going. He says someone cannot come into your life and make so much impact. See, they always think they're saying something that makes sense too. On the surface, it makes sense. It's a bit like English, right? But let's talk about it a little bit deeper. Someone cannot come into your life and make so much impact and you just cannot let this person go. First of all, as a man, you have to be willing to let anyone, anything go. It's one of the hardest things for human beings to do, but you have to be willing to do that. Why? Because sometimes what you love the most can kill you, can destroy your life mission and purpose. So if you're that attached to a side chick, that's not good. There's nothing good about this. I don't know why he really thinks he's saying something that makes sense, but he does, obviously. Right? Reportedly. I didn't see him saying this on the video. Okay?
Okay, but I'm back.
You're back. We don't touch a lot, though. But I'll bring you up to speed. No worries.
Yeah, I was listening.
Oh, you were listening. Okay. All right, good. Let me just address some of the things that they're saying here. Man-child behavior. It is. Yul is a freaky whip. Shout out to you, Marilyn. Contribute differently how? Positive or negative? I guess it's saying positively, right? What do you have to say about what I've said so far, bro, Patrick?
So someone can come to your life and make much impact.
Yeah. He's talking about the side chick.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's a transaction.
Are you still there? I lost you.
Oh, sorry, the call was trying to come in.
Oh, a call tried to come in? Talk again. Let me see if it's clear. Okay, it's better. Okay, cool. I got you back.
Okay.
Continue.
He said make much impact in terms of what? In terms of business or what?
Kerewa ni. That be Kerewa also. Because what else would he be saying other than Kerewa? I mean, maybe emotional connection. Because like I was saying, you can't be in love with two women at the same time. You can love them as a form of duty. If you marry them, they're in the same house. But you would know this because you were raised in a polygamous household, right? Is it possible for a man to love two women at the same time? And then is it possible for a man to be in love with two women at the same time? Two women.
No, I wasn't raised in a polygamous, so it was my grandfather that had 20.
Your grandfather, you said. Yes.
Well, my father had one wife.
One wife. Okay.
Yeah. So, like women are not wired to embrace polygamy. Yes, let me just throw that in. Women are not the Muslim women, because because their brain has been changed with religion,
conditioning,
and they have no option. They just say, well, let me just take it like that, well, according to Islam. But naturally, women are not wired. You saw what Auntie B showed yesterday. Somebody that was fighting a child key.
Right.
Women are crazy. They don't. Most women don't like sharing. They don't.
They don't want to share.
Can't. It messes them up.
But you're also saying that like we men like to share. Do we like to share?
No. So.
But I get you.
You just cannot let this person go. This guy is so funny. It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Right.
Marriage is a covenant. The Bible says, can two work together except they agree? He said, what God has put together, let no man put asunder.
Yeah, but it's establishing a covenant with two people right now. Is that not possible?
It's not possible. And the father said the right thing. He said, you are bringing trouble to yourself.
Right. He said this before, but we're guessing that he was probably trying to advise him and he wasn't listening before he
the
came
guy
public.
Wouldn't listen. Now he went ahead. He's a young guy. And nobody else, like I said, it's a shock to many people. But most people don't even expect that from him. That you, what is wrong with you? We have all these men that are celebrities, they have side chick, but they can never marry. They don't want to do that.
Right. They are not committed. We know most of them in Nigeria probably do,
All of them has it.
Yeah.
It is only the Muslim that comes out boldly, we know those ones.
Right.
We know these Yoruba Nollywood actors.
No, but that's the older ones too. You're like the Ogabelo and them. That's the older ones.
No, the younger ones are doing it too.
Which one? Like which one? Give me an example.
Ogabelo's son is it not two?
No, Femi Adebayo.
Yeah, he has two or so.
Really?
If
I've never heard that before. Yeah.
I know Ogabelo from the brother.
Okay.
We went to secondary school together. I know he was the one that was coming as a parent then. I know him for a long time. So, women are not wired to embrace polygamy, my brother.
Yeah. Listen to this one, Oba Patrick. Look at this next statement. Of course, many people would say, as a married man, why did you allow a woman to come into your life? I said I was wrong and took the blame for that. How do you say?
You know what this guy? Let me summarize it. What he simply said was that it's no big deal. The summary of this.
Does he believe that? Do you think he believes what he's saying?
He just saying something that doesn't even make sense. Many people will say, what do you mean? Many people will say, as a married man, why would you allow a woman to come into your life? Not only your life, you have a marriage, it's going to affect your wife and your children. And I said I was wrong and took the blame for that. You see?
Yeah, to me, this statement sounds like he doesn't even believe what he's saying. He's just trying to make face. He's trying to.
You are very right.
Create a picture that's not really. It's not gluing together very well. Like I said I was wrong and took the blame for that. Well, when we were growing up, my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, was a CC person. He married 3 wives. At one point, I think he tried to do what they call atunche, where they literally, if you're an elder in CSC, they ask you to drop all the other wives. You have to keep your original. That was how they did it, right? So if he says I was wrong, I took the blame, what does that look like exactly? That's the disconnection I'm having right now.
Yes, and he came out to show the picture of the son and the second wife, say this is my second wife. So he knows what he's doing. Bro, like what I'm going to advise May is that May should just move on with her own life. Leave the guy alone to do whatever he wants to do. Concentrate on the children. Enjoy her life. This guy has chosen to go with the second wife, enjoy. You know, there's some men, they have second wife. They only come to their first wife house maybe twice a year or so. And their children knew. This has been happening for a very long time. You know, they stayed in their second wife house more, and that one has even possessed them. It has happened now. But the only thing you can do as a woman is just concentrate on your children so that they will not feel it. They will be seeing their dad, give them the best education. And those are the children that will tell you they will never marry second wife, or they will never marry a man that has first wife. Those are very strict because they do not enjoy their dad. You know,
I mean, did they? It's possible that they enjoy their dad. You know,
yeah.
Being a father and being a husband are two different things. Being a man, being a husband, being a dad are two. There are three different things that can be, that can has like far distance between them. Someone can be a good husband.
Children are closer to their mom, and their kids, those kids I'm seeing, they know now what is happening.
They're teenagers. They are teenagers. They know.
They may not say anything, but they're going to back their mom. As soon as they're 18, they can find their feet. I don't care about that. That's what they will say.
Now, I'm not sure if I am confident enough to tell her to move on. I'm not sure if I'm confident enough to tell that, because again, as far as
she may not divorce him. I told you, was it not on this platform I said it? One of the pastors that I moved with, one of the very big pastor.
Right.
The wife came and said, "Daddy, this is my husband. I'm not divorcing him, but we can't live together."
Okay. Yeah.
Everything is, you know, your life matters now. Your children are looking up to you. You don't want to be depressed or have some issue because you are thinking of one man that is, you know.
Yeah, so she definitely needs to make sure she does everything in her power to protect her mental health. I agree with that.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. I know this blogger, everybody is putting everything out there. You don't want to worry about that.
Well, she's putting everything out now. She's trying to take. In fact, that's one of the questions I have, especially if you're a lady in the house. I want to see your opinion on this, right? I have a question, okay? Because if I go back to the screen, you can see that she's been trying to post a certain type of lifestyle to show that she's happy, right? To show that she's trying to showcase that she's happy. And I have this question, Brother Patrick, feel free to chime in too, right? Is she really happy at this moment? I be it's all cap.
From what I'm seeing, the picture I'm seeing, that is marketing some products. That's
right.
her job.
Right. Yes. Well, she's marketing her product, but she's traveling. She's trying to get to work, because sometimes when something is going on in your life, right? One of the best way to get through that moment is to focus on work while you just allow things to settle small, right?
Yeah, let her take her mind from what is going on. It's better for her. Okay. I'm very sure at her level she should be seeing somebody to, like a therapist.
Hopefully.
I'm very sure.
Hopefully, because this is going to create a wound, and it doesn't matter how strong you are. If you go through this kind of stuff, you need to go through a process of healing. If you don't want to destroy the rest of the relationships that you will create in life with your own hands, like it doesn't matter if you are a victim or not. You would destroy your future relationships if you don't go through a process of healing. If you've gone through a betrayal, of some sort, yeah. So anybody has any comments in the comment? No, everybody's just listening on the side. That's fine. But if you have any opinions about this, do you think she's really happy, or she's just trying to cover face, or she should be doing this? Elaborate. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. Let's continue with this guy's dumbass statements. He really should be on the mountain somewhere praying, or doing what he's doing right here. I like what he's doing here, because he just posted this, right? Work. That's him in red. Work. Because the truth is that he's not capable of making any statements that will make sense right now. Is only going to be trying to control narratives, right? And we know how that works. It doesn't work. Let people say what they want to say. You made a mistake as a man. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. We see this happen time and time again with people. They make a mistake. They not try to control the narrative. Like, let time do the heavyweight for you of controlling narrative. Let people settle somewhere. Then in that moment, you will also find some clarity, because there's no one that can't make mistakes, right? Let's see here. So he continues here. He says, these things happen. Let's be honest. I realized that I could not let an incredible woman leave my life. What says you, Brother Patrick, about this?
This guy got married third wife.
He will marry third wife. This one cannot marry third wife. He will probably impregnate another person and try to turn it to wife. That's what you're saying. This guy doesn't have the full chest to marry wives like that.
What is incredible about her? It made me like we talk. You said he's only talking about Kerewa.
Obviously, she was incredible. You spent all this last 6 years with her. Maybe the Kerewa was that good, right?
Wow! And she's putting this out after saying she made a mistake and she accepted. He accepted that he made a mistake, and you are still putting this out.
Yeah. I think it's slowed down. The statement is put out since then. They're just terrible public relations statements. Because we're talking about his family. It was like people can see all the way through it. You know, people can say, okay, so I think he posted this a week ago. He's celebrating his parents. No, we know that this guy is good at what he does, right? Okay, so that's him. This is just 1 week ago. That's him behind his wife, right? Supporting. So this looks good to me. It looks good to me, you know. But
has he not been going out with the second wife? I want to see that. I saw one on Facebook or where he leaned on the second wife.
Mm-hmm.
The picture. Bring that one out too.
On the second wife? No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, I haven't really followed. So what I follow about this type of stories is just, you know, I want the ladies to know what a man who is about his purpose, what they look like. And, you know, a man who is falling short on his purpose a little bit, what it looks like. I also want the man to know what it looks like to show up as a man. Show up as a man doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. It's about how you handle the crisis when they happen. You know, crises are going to happen in life. Some of them you're going to cause by your own self because you were stupid and you lack discipline. It's how you respond. It's how you respond to crisis that would determine if you're a man or not, right? At least in that moment. It's not a permanent indictment. But this kind of response where I'm just going to go and tell the world that I have a second wife, when your wife is not on the same page with you yet. Your wife literally came under the post and said, may God judge you both. You haven't made sure your household was good. You were trying to take care of, let me see how many followers he has. He was trying to take care of 2.2 million people. And he hasn't taken care of the 5 people in his household. Just think about that for a second. If you can't take care of 5 people in your household, you can't take care of 2.2 million people times the number of people on Instablog Nigeria and on the Shade Room and all these other blogs, Linda AKG. You're probably going to do a terrible job at taking care of all those millions of people if you can't take care of one person, right? Why do you feel the need to announce that? Sounds like you got pressurized by your side chick to make an announcement. Even worse. Did that make sense, bro, Patrick?
It makes sense. Look at what he said. Let's be honest. I realized I could not let an incredible woman live my life. Wow.
These are wonderful. There are wonderful women in town. I guess he wants to save the women. I won't bring Lille. Yeah. There are so many wonderful women and such fewer men. We should be marrying all of them. Let's go back to what Baba P said about this idea of saving all the women out there. Since we want to be Captain Saver, you know
Yeah,
what, right? Let's see what Baba said. Baba said, marrying two women doesn't mean you're a man. It just means you're about to suffer and breed confusion among your generations. How many ED of how many? When I say ED in polygamous family, right? ED to ED, that means one woman, one woman, one woman, right? How many right now cannot see eye to eye because of Ogun properties?
yeah.
How many out there? Let me see what the lovely people are saying. Salute to you, lady Navua. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Talking too much and trying to defend himself is making him look stupid. Exactly. Somebody said, I think it's the sex. Yes, it's the Kiriwa. You know, that's the only way a side chick will pressurize you. And this is not typical in Nigeria. There's a lot of people that have side chicks. The moment she says, go and tell everybody that we happen, they say, you are mad. What about my wife at home? Are you mad? She concerned about me, Soroni. I should go and tell the world that I have a second wife. To me, this guy is not that polygamist. He doesn't have the full chest to be a polygamist. He doesn't. Idigun, each mother. Yes, Idigun. Shekotonkpeni. Thank you, Jerry. Yes. They call them ED to ED. So if this ED has 5 children, all 5 children has to share one portion. If this one has 1, she gets all 1 portion. Do you know how much fight that has cost, at least in Yoruba land?
Hey, bro, let me be vulnerable.
Yes, sir.
If I had come to US earlier, like when I was supposed to come 81, yeah, I wasn't born again then. If I would have had multiple women, baby mamas too. Because like my immediate senior brother that came, one white lady, I had a baby for him. One African American had baby for him. He's married to a Nigerian.
Was that to do papers?
No, he did his paper. He got his, then it was easy. 6 months when he came in, he got his temporary green card in 6 months. In 1 year, he got his permanent resident. So, but if you know better, that's what I want to bring up from there.
Right.
If you know better, you don't want to mess up your life. And that's what I say about you.
Right.
You won't be saying this.
Yeah, I think to me, the bigger deal, it seems like I'm a broken record now. The bigger deal is how you responded to it. Listen, I'm not the one to judge other men. I try to keep a certain level of bro code too. Let me pull up what the brother actually said something here. Let's see. This is his right here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. The brother made a statement here. This is on Vanguard. Shout out to Vanguard. The gift that keeps giving. I've known Vanguard all my life. According to him, Yul was advised against the marriage, but he did not heed. Let me make sure I'm showing the bigger screen so you, ladies and gentlemen of Prestige, can read along with me. There you go. Yul, I keep saying Yul. Yul was advised against the marriage, but he did not heed to the advice. He wrote, so my younger brother, Yul Edochie, just married his second wife out of the blues. And Nigerians are freaking out. I get it. We are all shocked. I am a low-key type of guy and I've tried to mind my own business, but this suckers is chasing me around too. So here is my take. I see 2 main problems here. His first wife, Mary, they call her May, publicly I guess, a wonderful woman, and my sister-in-law did not go into a relationship with my brother agreeing to be part of a polygamous marriage. What does that mean? If you're going to marry a person and number them, let them know upfront. If you're going to do that somewhere, life changes, people can change their mind somewhere in the middle, whatever, right? If you are going to change your mind, right, you can also sit her down before somebody gets pregnant, right? If we're going to do it the right way, right? But I guess it's never really the right way. It's usually some kind of side chick that got pregnant. Right? That's why I say it's all cap. Right? The society is quite different now, right? He says, agreeing to be part of a polygamous marriage. That's the first problem. So I feel for Mary. It is not fair on her. My family is not in support. This is not what we do, and we're trying our best to console Mary. What else can we do? The second issue is that Yul is not a Muslim. Well, Yul is a Igbo man. But Patrick, correct me if I'm wrong. Igbo people they practice polygamy too, right? For some reason, I'm not too clear on that. But Patrick, are you there? All right, let's keep going. I don't know if he dropped out by mistake or something. All right, let's keep going. If he was a Muslim, no one will be talking about this. Muslims marry as many wives. Oh, no, Allah.
They practice polygamy as well.
They did, right? Aha. Yeah, so if they did, all he had to do is be a traditionalist, and then he can have as many wives as he wants. But also, he needs to let his wife know up front, right? No one will be talking about this. Muslims marry as many wives as they want, and nobody says anything. I think up to 4 they are allowed to, if they can take care of them. That's the condition. Traditional rulers and traditionalists of sorts do the same thing too, and the Nigerian constitution recognizes polygamy as a legal marital union. I didn't know that. I thought it was illegal based on the Oyinbo constitution that we have. Maybe we should burn that bloody constitution. So clearly this brother is not with the shenanigans. We told Yul not to do it. He did it anyway. Have you ever tried controlling an adult when it comes to relationships? You said this, Bro Patrick. Good luck with that. I don't know if anybody's out there accusing the family. They must be dumb. But anyway. Uche further noted that Yul is an adult who feels marrying a second woman is the best way to own up to his mistakes. Yes, it's terrible. So he's trying to satisfy everyone involved. That's not how to be a man. As a man, sometimes you should understand that there will be casualties. Yes, sometimes to the extent of complete destruction. Okay? Sometimes. Because again, that's with respect to your values and your moral compass. His moral compass, even the brother is establishing right now that he's not a traditionalist, he's not a Muslim. So his moral compass is probably controlled more likely as a Catholic or a Christian. But he's gonna break those rules. Why? Because he needs to make his side chick feel good. He was that my theory, okay, is that he was pressurized by this side chick to announce that he has a second wife. Okay. For some weird reason, he thought that would clean up the story. And that's what the brother is saying here too. Go ahead, sir.
You are very right. You know, I had one experience. You know, my father-in-law had 2 wives. My mother-in-law was the first wife. But when I went to get married, my father-in-law was late. So now I went to the senior brother. It's about 90-something, 95 or 97 then. And the Baba said something. He said, oh, he said your dad. And I told him not to marry the second wife. If Baba of 98 is saying that, the man will have been alive now.
Right.
Because this man was standing for my father-in-law there. He said, I told your dad. He said, you know, elderly people don't hide something.
They don't. There's no reason for them to hide stuff. They don't feel the need to make another person feel good. They've been there, done that.
Like my father would say, well, my grave is right there in front of. Why should I lie to you? So the man said, I held on to that word. He said, I told him not to marry the second wife. He said, he will have been here with us. Yes. You know, and the wife was dead. The wife was also 90-something then. They were there together. Oh my God. See, that was a big lesson for me to learn.
Yeah.
So this guy, all what he's saying.
They must have been, maybe those 98-year-old men must have been enjoying something they don't want us to enjoy. They are hiding it from us.
Yes. there's going to be issue in every marriages,
Yes.
and that's
Fact.
yes, and that brings you it even makes the love more. How do I put it? More
Yeah, because that's the test. That's the test that you have to go through to bring the potential of that relationship out.
There's going to be a lot of tests, even with the children. We are talking about this guy now. Some of us have kids in university, in colleges, that whatever you don't ask them to not to do, that's what they will do.
Right.
You just have to say, God, I just commit this girl into your hand. I commit this boy into your hand, because I'm not there with them.
Yeah.
They are in college. They are still taking money from you. You are still helping them.
Right.
By the time they get out of college, then they're on their own.
Yes.
So they would even do a lot of things that you want to say, oh my God. That's where you and your wife need to even cling to each other. Say, God, let's just be praying for them.
Yes.
Because if you want to hold on to that, you just delete yourself, and those kids will be alive. Look at the father now celebrating his 53rd years of marriage. The man has no issue. He's well known, he's well respected. It is the guy that is sending messages now to defend all what he has done. The father don't have to do that.
Yeah.
For a life, if you want your life to be long, just don't put yourself into trouble.
Don't just there, easy.
Like
small.
my church. After service, after grace, I carry my bag and go. They say, Pastor, you don't know what is going on. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. That's not my ministry. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
So
Apan said, Esther said, hi Esther, good to see you, Esther. Yul is a baby. He doesn't understand what polygamy is and the mess he started. No, he has no idea. He has no idea whatsoever.
Yeah.
The best thing he's doing right now is just shut up, go back to work, because he has no idea what's coming for him. If a side chick can pressurize you to come and make such a terrible announcement, he has a lot more coming. It's gonna be bad. And I mean emotionally, the emotional weight is going to put on that is already put on himself right now, because we're talking about, like Bob Patrick was saying, his kids. He's going to feel a certain level of that he disappointed his kids. That's going to haunt him for a while until he approaches proper counsel and seek healing. He's going to have to accept a lot of things. One of them is not a second wife. He doesn't have the chest for a second wife. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong. It's okay. I could be wrong.
We have one uncle. Those people that went to England on time, in the 60s, 70s. So when after England, he came to Nigeria. Big shot, an accountant. So he was serving he works at the port, making money.
Right.
And he came with the wife from England. They are all Nigerians, so settled with family. Before you know it, this guy got married to a lady who was a custom officer at the port, a second wife.
Wow.
My senior brother said when this guy died, he died at home alone.
Yeah. It works in reverse. It works, whatever they think they were doing, it works in reverse. So, I don't need a woman to be with me when I die. But
no, the wife are even there. They don't even care about the two.
Of course. Especially in Nigeria, of course. There was a drama. I forgot. Anybody who remembers this, it was like last year. There was this guy that his dead body was being dragged all over the place in town in Lagos because the wife would not let the second wife come near, even though he had been spending, I think he had spent most of his last years of his life with the second wife, but the family would not let her come near, and he has children. Wow. It's a war zone. I don't know why these people think it's Eremode. I don't understand. Anyway, his father has definitely made mistakes, but didn't display his dirt outside. Thank you, Ampan. That's the point. That's the lessons here. The lessons here is never for anyone to be perfect. I will never present a perfect scenario to you that you should just be perfect like this. Never sleep with another woman. You shouldn't. But I'm not doing that. I don't have time for that, because honestly, it's cap. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has done things they're not proud of. But as a man, how you handle crisis when it happens is everything. Because your children, no matter how much you protect them, they're going to face crisis too. They're learning from you how you handle crisis. So they're not going to judge you because you're their father, but they're learning how you handle crisis. They're watching, right? So basically, if you don't know how to even teach them, potentially they will repeat the same mistakes again, right? So it's just again, for anyone that's listening, hey, if you made a mistake, the heaven is not going to fall out of the skies right now. Don't be so quick to jump forward, center forward to try to control the narrative. You will self-destruct even more. That's precisely what's going to happen. If you're such a big star, have a PR, somebody to make a statement on your behalf, something for the public to consume until further notice. Let them go and eat that one up. They will post it everywhere. They'll be fine. So you're absolutely correct. The dirt is not outside. Marilyn says should have kept it off social media. That's a fact. That's the only mistake that may seem I judge him for, right? Because I'm a human being too. Keep this kind of shit off social media. If you have, it's not just that you made a mistake. It could be somebody like in your house. Keep your household together. If you bring 2.2 million spirits, monitoring spirits into this, you cannot control it. It's illusion. Yes. Yes, sir.
Maybe you are following TB Jake's for daughter's story.
No, I'm not. I need to go and start following that. I was hearing some stuff about that. I think I saw.
You know when the girl got pregnant at 14.
Oh, you talk about the old story when she got pregnant.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
He just said he wanted the ground to open for him to fall inside. But
yes.
You know one thing he did? The church was behind him. Nobody spoke to the press.
When you know commit murder, make I not say, buy somebody now.
So even the girl said she wasn't coming to church. The guy was saying it last week or so.
Right, because she's a preacher now, right? She's a speaker. She's a big speaker now.
The father encouraged her and said, no, you can't go. The guy wanted to go to the wood.
She wanted to just go and hide away somewhere. Probably bring a mystery baby back.
Following bad gangs, you become a drug addict. But that's what we need to do.
It doesn't end well. When you keep secret like that, because one thing some ministers of God have done in the past, okay? In fact, there was a big story. Let me say it and I'll shut up at this. There was a big story on Antiobodo, probably last year or something like that. And I'm related to that story. But let me leave it alone. Okay? As like extended. Like I know that story. When you keep secrets, right? When it comes out, it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. That's the only thing that's going to happen. It's going to be worse. So if she now, what a lot of ministers of God, what they do is like they will just, back in the days, probably up to 50, 40 years ago, they just pay the person off, go in the wood, go and have the baby. When you bring the baby back, we just say we adopted the baby. This type of behavior, see, the reason is because they didn't know the power of emotions. We weren't enlightened about the power of emotions. These things will haunt you for the rest of your life. You will never know peace because you're keeping that level of secret. You have a whole human being growing in that family that you're basically you're taking away their sense of identity. For even if it's only 20 years that you do it and you don't give them that this is who you are, this is the kind of person you are, this is your source, it's not good. It's not going to be good. The end of it is not going to be good. It's always better especially when it involves life and death. That means the life of a person. It's always better. Listen, everyone is not going to follow out the skies. Worst case, if they found out your daughter got pregnant and kill a first shit, leave the church if you don't want to stay. Even if I pregnant somebody, some people will still stay now. My parents used to be a male when I was 8-9 years old. Where the founder of the church impregnates the lady prophetesses right there on the pulpit when they were on Orioke. Once the news broke out, and he had wives. Once the news broke out, people that still stayed. Some people leave and say I can't handle it. Some people will stay. It's not the end of the world. It's not about the mistakes, is my point. It's about how you, thank you for that story. It's about how you respond to it. The first step is Heaven will not fall out of the sky today. I'm going to go and sleep, drink water, and sleep like a baby. I will try my best. I know it's bothering me, but I will try my best to sleep. When I wake up in the morning, we will sort it out. We'll talk it out. We'll find some counsel, talk to some wise counsel, see what they have to say about this. Then I will make my own decision, right? And see how we move forward from there, right? But none of it should involve you being pressurized to keeping two households when you know that you don't have the full chest to do that. Anyway, Igbo people used to practice polygamy as well. Ampan said, yes, thank you for that, bruh. Patrick confirmed that. Perhaps the side chick had something possibly incriminating on him. Maybe. I doubt it. I think he's just a soft guy, to be honest. I think the guy is just pussy whipped. Sorry. That's what I think. I think he's just a simp at heart. That's it, right? I think that's what it is. Because according to some other lady, he's been messing with this chick for 6 years. It's not just some player type of deal. I think he's in love with the other lady. He was up to right now. He's probably in love with his wife because again, rejection breeds obsession. In love is not the same thing as true love or real love. It's not the same thing. It's short term. It's just feelings. It's attraction at any moment in time, right? You need both, by the way. For anything to thrive long term, you need both. Yes, sir.
You brought out a very good point. They've been going out for a very long time. They've been on location. Acting together. So that must have caused one of those things. And the wife too the intuition.
Right.
Women, as you know, she should have seen that from him. You know, there's no way man will pretend.
No, they definitely, like you were saying earlier, this is not a surprise to both of them. They were having issues.
Yeah.
Not just in recent times.
Yeah.
Over the years. Because she can feel it. She will know that there's a disconnect, even if he's always traveling. She will know, but she also understands the nature of the industry that guy is in, right? So no one should come and pretend like, oh, we just suddenly found out. No, she probably got shocked that it can get to the point of polygamy. Because many of our friends probably have husbands with side chicks and they talk about it, right? But polygamy, like, what are you talking about? Are you that stupid? I've seen so many examples of people when I was growing up. The person is a side chick and everybody else says, do your thing. And then one of them say, I want to marry. I say, why do you want to marry her? That's not the point. We just go there, we play, we leave. Are you mad? What is wrong with you? Even his own friends, we tell him, like, what are you doing? Are you stupid? Can you catch all the beer obìnrin say gbé kan tó wà lé náà first now? Right? Even the friends that they do it together will be saying, don't be stupid. But there was always that one simp among them that will fall in love with somebody who belong on the streets. That person is Yul. That's him. So to me, that's actually the worst part about the whole story. Not that he married, he impregnated a girl's size. That happens from time to time. The worst part is that he's the weak link probably among his peers. And his wife, both of them are never going to be able to respect him. Not just the one at home. Even the second one that just pressurized him, my theory, my suspicions, will never respect him. Wait, she might feel like she's in La La Land right now. Just wait for it. She might feel like she's, in a fantasy world. She's the Ayo 2022. Suffering. That's what's gonna happen. So, let's see here. Let me go through. Esther said, let's get through. Esther said, polygamy is a dangerous game. It is. It's not for children. Let's just say that. Side chick is controlling Yul. Does not care about anything but herself. Yeah, I haven't seen this. I don't know what this chick looks like. I know people are talking about her. She's posting pictures of them and stuff like that. I didn't think it matters. To me, men, you know, we are the leaders of the society. I want the ladies to know what a man looks like when he's in his purpose. I also want the men to know what it looks like and how to mitigate some of these issues, right? It's not about being perfect. It's about learning how to handle crisis and conflict. That's really what it comes down to. If you can't handle those things, you can be perfect all you want. Crisis is coming, conflict is coming. You just set yourself up for failure. That's what's going to happen. Because when it comes, you won't be prepared on how to handle it. Let's get through some of these other comments that I think I have here. Let's see. Okay, this happened. These are very okay. Yeah, I think we pretty much got through it. Let me just see something else. I just want to make sure I cover everything that we're supposed to cover before we move forward. Okay, yeah, I was here. Uche, the brother, further noted that Yul is an adult who feels marrying a second woman is the best way to own up to his mistakes. That's not owning up to your mistakes, because mistakes to who? Let's address this. Mistakes to who? Who was the victim of this mistake you made? Or who is or who are the victims of this mistake you made? Number one is you yourself. This is not good for you, y'all, yourself, right? So that's number one, right? Number two, obviously, your wife. And then you have your children, and then you have your extended family. They're all extended family, including Uche that's talking right now. They're extended family, right? So, all those people advised you against this move. You made it. That's not. You didn't own up to the mistakes. What you're trying to do is brush it under the rug, which is backfiring, obviously, right? You're trying to brush it under the rug and cover it up and say, and you can't cover fire with asho. It doesn't work like that, you know. And you cover it with asho. Make things right. He wants to make things right. This is what they do. It's manipulative behavior. This is what I mean by Mr. Nice Guys. Yul is a Mr. Nice Guy. That's my predictions. I don't know him personally. He's a Mr. Nice Guy trying to make things right, okay? But it's just manipulation at best. It took a lot of courage for him to do this too. It's easier said than done. That's why you must well just do what is right for you. You must well, if it's going to be hard anyway, why not just make sure you retain and protect your self-respect in society, right? If it's going to be hard anyway, none of this is easy. A Muslim marries 2 or more wives and his people throw a party. It depends on what kind of Muslim we're talking about too. Totally normal. A Christian does the same thing and is the worst human being alive. It is tough. Well, not to me, because it's not even that. It's the fact that he's doing to me it looks like he's doing something he really doesn't want to do. Like a bunch of people have said so far, he's a baby. He's been married, he's had it easy, maybe he had ups and downs. But he was like, you know what, since I'm struggling with this one side chick that I fell in love with, let me just see if I can just make her a wife and all of this will go away. The least of his problem is the fact that the public is talking about this. The majority of his struggle is going to be dealing with his family at home. Having to face them every day at home, feeling like he disappointed them, his teenagers, right? Of course, teenagers may be wise. They may say, Dad, we support you.
For him to be in a long relationship with that chick,
yes, sir.
Where he opened window for marriage. Let me just put it that way. Most men that
according to
are just boost bass and leave. You know what I mean?
Right.
These are short relationship. For him to be in a long relationship with that girl,
with that chick, you must well call it marriage already, Abi.
Yeah, something is going to come on, and the girl will not just want him to use her and just okay. No.
Right, because she's probably saying things like, so you're just going to waste me, Abi. So me, I'm the toy boy. So you're just, I'm crying right now, I'm pregnant. So you just go to, now you're going to leave me. And then she start crying. Then he start to feel sorry for her. And it's like, damn, I can't do this. I can't do this.
And she's an incredible woman that was,
incredible woman.
Yes. Going to turn his life around. So what do you expect?
We shall see how this is. I could be very wrong. I would love to be wrong about this, but this is documented. It's going to be on YouTube. So let's keep going. So don't be quick, right? Okay, so you say if the average person walks in Yul's shoes for 1 year, they will get 5 or more women pregnant. Now, this part right here is sounding like an excuse, like you were saying earlier, right? It was coming off like I was giving an excuse when I was saying we need higher discipline and stuff like that. But this is a blatant statement that's excusing. A man made a mistake. Just holding with your full chest, he made a mistake. There's no need to say all this extra dribbling, gig around. You need to say, "Oh, it wasn't his fault." No, they will get 5 or more women pregnant. That's not good for any one of them. Why is that the point of contention, right? So don't be quick to judge if you have not lived that life. No, I am judging the way he responded to this, the way he handled this. I'm not judging the fact that he impregnated anyone or that he had a side chick. That's between him and God. I don't know what his moral compass was. I don't know if that was allowed according to his standard. I don't know if he was really practicing Christianity. I don't know that, right? What I am saying is that the fact that you put a news out there like that and your wife comes and say God will judge both of you, he definitely was not doing something right in terms of his household. That's all I am saying. So if that comes off as a judgment, oh well. Most people will do worse. So this is Yul's new baby with his new wife. Beautiful boy. Children are a gift from God. It's the circumstances of their birth that get us all riled up about what's right and wrong. Yeah, I don't even do right and wrong here anyway. I wish them all luck. Okay, so Uche put this on, let me see if there's any other quotes here. A whole lot of people don't know you but judge you from what they see. No, this is a stupid statement. This is a stupid statement. Okay, you put your full chest out there and you have 2.2 million followers. If you want to know what people that are overgrown adolescents look like, this is what they say. They say things like this. They try to blame the public for how the public responds. The public responds how they respond. A whole lot of people don't know you but judge you. That's what they're supposed to know. They call online in-laws. That's the reality. Men face reality. They deal with it. They learn how to navigate it. They don't argue with it. They don't say, the reality should not be that way. It should be. Remember what I told you about should and shouldn'ts, right? It's not the reality. The reality is that 2.2 million people now have a say when you come out and break such news in a terrible way, right? What if, let's talk about what if, right? What if it's been 15 years, but inside your household, 17 plus 15 now, so they've been married for 17 years. This is about 32 years marriage now, and there's a 15-year-old boy, right? And everybody's saying, who is that? And they say, oh yeah, that's my stepson. Oh yeah, you all had a baby while we're married, but yes, that's my stepson. And she has a smile on her face, right? And because she's gone through that process, time, healing, right? But that baby was not denied of his identity, right? He had access to the household, right? Had access to his grandfather. There's no 2.2 million monitoring spirits, monitoring how this baby is growing up. What if, right? And you've gone through that, you're able to tell a story and teach someone that when you get hit with crisis in life, this is how you handle it. You handle it in your household first. You don't go out there and pretend like you want to help all men become polygamists. Like you want to save all men. You don't do that. You take care of things at an individual level first, right? That takes time. It takes discipline. It takes self-control, because everything in you naturally wants to make everybody feel happy. And you tell the lady, you say, hey, I'm not a polygamist. I have to move. I'm sorry that it came out like this, but, right? Or let's say you actually marry her with your full chest. Let's say you're a polygamist. You marry her, but you let her know, listen, I'm the man. I don't want this noise out here like this. Let's settle. I will take care of you, but I don't want this noise. Let's say you had the mouth to say that to her. You had the audacity to tell her that. And she also respects you enough to say, I understand. Let's, at least for a while, right? Somebody said maybe that's what we do for the past few months that they had the baby. No. That's not what it was. He got pressurized to break this news. The brother just came out, according to Vanguard, and said, hey, we didn't even support, we advised him against this. There's only one other thing he's listening to. A small head and a side chick. Yul Edochie and his wife, May Edochie, have been married for 16 years. Their union is blessed with 4 children. Anyway, that's that. Let's leave it at that. Brother Patrick, let me get some last words from you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me again.
I was gonna chat and ask you to go and see Anikulapo on.
I saw it. I saw it. Speaking of discipline. Oh my God. If you haven't seen Anikulapo on Netflix, please go and watch. Please. Oh my God. In fact, in the middle of the movie, they almost got us. Like, maybe it's a love story. But now, like, this thing hunts people down. If they don't, I'm not gonna spoil it for you if you haven't watched. Go and watch. Maybe we can talk about it. If you haven't watched it in 1 week time, we have to talk about it because it has everything to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah, my mind just flashed to that.
Yes. You will be presented with temptations. You will make mistakes. It's about how do you come out of the mistakes? Do you even learn? Did you take the time to make sure you extract the lesson? Or you're just like, let me brush it under the rug, keep it moving. Let me just leave it at I'll leave it at that so I don't spoil it. It's called Anikulapo. They did it in English, they did it in Yoruba. You can subtitle, you can listen to English, you can listen. But my wife and I watched it in Yoruba because at the beginning we mistakenly stumbled into the English. I was like, the mouth is not matching. I need to hear this in Yoruba. 2 minutes in, we switch it to Yoruba. I'm like, oh my God, I don't watch movie a lot, so I definitely did not waste my time watching that.
Yoruba movies, Nigerian movies, getting places and the nudity part of it.
Yeah, but it made sense. Even that small part made sense too.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's supposed to be IG and what they call it,
rated or something like that.
It's supposed to be PG.
Yeah, it's only small parts. Don't worry. Small breasts, no, they keep us. It's okay. Oh wow. Merlin says he downgraded. Did you mean he downgraded? Oh, definitely. If you've been with if you're lucky enough to have a beautiful wife of 17 years, if you go and marry a second, it's always a downgrade. I don't care if your wife at home is ugly. It's always a downgrade. You don't know this person that you're about to marry a second wife. You don't know this person. The only part you know about them is the career and the good times. Just wait and watch, okay? It's definitely a downgrade. Yes, sir.
My last message is this: it should be a lesson to every one of us anyway.
Yes.
Whatever you don't want to buy, don't price it. You can say it in Yoruba.
Right. It's true. But you know what, but Patrick, we do sometimes. God has saved many of us, right? But if you can have some self-control, avoid. The grass always seems greener on the other side. It's because somebody is watering it, or it's because it's fake, synthetic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's the right word.
Contentment.
You might think it's gonna be greener on the other side. But at the same time, not all that glitter is gold.
Yes, so.
Let's just put it that way. You have to be very careful. You must have a purpose.
Yes, purpose.
Man.
I like that. Yes.
You must have a purpose.
Yes.
Somebody must be there to mentor other people. You must be a role model to people.
Yes. That should be the goal, at least. That should be the goal.
Yes. If I'm not saying I'm perfect. If I'm there messing around doing this thing, I went to a party in London. Like by the time you go to the party, they brought the ladies in trucks. By the time they opened the truck, the ladies were just trooping out. Pop, pop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, bro?
Yeah.
You know, like in those days when we went to a party, they said they brought those girls in container in Nigeria.
Right.
You know, single ladies, pretty.
Single lady, all the single ladies, all the
Yes.
single. Hey,
Yes.
voila.
Like the Yoruba would say, I want you to sorrow.
Uh-huh. Hey.
You know, I, so Nigeria and London
Listen, I don't front. Even with my I look at, I love beautiful women till today. Even my wife will even point it to you. I will point out, Jesus, Uku, hey, together. But
yes, now you will look.
but
Like
more.
London is London is you know, people are just, you know what I mean? London is just
People are
like
free.
Nigeria. I
Yeah.
thank God that I'm not in London.
Really? Check what London is that space for you. Hey.
London. I used to go to London.
Auntie B is probably gonna say, okay, but Patrick, we don't want you in London. We want to make sure that your union is safe.
I'm not safe there.
I don't come to London, no.
Man, Nigeria does spoil women there. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
We should just be mindful.
Yes, we have to be mindful.
You know, be disciplined.
Yes.
We are meant for each other, but you know that we should draw that line.
Yeah, you should have boundaries for yourself.
Yes, boundaries.
You know, I push against boundary a lot, but particularly I want people to focus more on boundaries for themselves. Stop trying to put boundary on other people. People will mimic the level of self-respect you have for yourself, level of self-love you have for yourself.
You know, let me round up with this verse.
Yes, sir.
Apostle Paul said, those things I don't want to do, I keep doing them. He said, I put my body into subjection so that I myself will not be a castaway.
That's self-control.
Yes. He said, I put my body, his body, into subjection.
Yeah, because the body has its own mind.
Yes. So those things I don't want to do, I keep doing it.
Yeah. I mean, we can start with something as simple as food.
Yes.
Some people, they buy cartons of soda in their house. They are drinking it one by one every day and they can't stop themselves. Right? They can't stop themselves, you know?
So God will help us. Tomorrow is going to be 10 o'clock.
Yes, it's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Okay. California time. It's going to be 3 a.m. in London and Nigeria. So London people, if you can stay awake, you know we always bring the heat. But if you want to watch it in the morning too, that's perfect. But I'll be on the road. I have some projects going on, so I can only do it that way. So but I don't want us to skip a beat because we're doing so well.
So it's going to be Eastern. The 7th is going to be Eastern time. I'm on Eastern time.
No, 10 Eastern. 7 p.m. California.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. late. Yeah. New York time, 10 p.m. And then 7 p.m. California time. Texas time will be 9. London time will be 3 a.m. on Tuesday. That's going to be already Tuesday.
Are you trying it? Just want to try that?
No. I'm just extra busy this week. This is a busy week for me.
Okay, for just this week?
Yeah, just this week now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'll be here every day at 10 p.m. We're going to have a hot topic as usual and talk about it. And, you know, we always relate. Shout out to the new people. I see Nancy. Nancy says, first time here. You're doing great. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate you. Tell friends that we're here. The friends will tell their friends and then, you know, and then we'll grow together. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Yes. So we are, we stagger the times like that, but I'll always update you. Shout out to D-Love for reminding me to reiterate that. But a lot of people are probably about 30% of us are in the UKs and in Nigeria. 25 to 30%. They catch it in the morning. I noticed they catch the shows in the morning after the rebroadcast. So that's also always available. But I always appreciate when you can, like all 56 people watching us live right now. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Somebody has something to say to you here, bro. Patrick. They said London is a safe place, but Patrick, just self-control. Voila.
Wow. People are listening to me.
No worry, the Obodo fam will protect you when you come to London. There's a ton of
Wow.
them there. They will protect you. They will make sure nobody comes near. Yeah.
Thank you, Esther. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, thank you, Brother Patrick.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're always welcome to join me in this party. I always appreciate you. But please let me know if there's anything, anytime. But feel free to come up anytime, sir.
No
And
problem,
my
brother.
love to your wife.
I appreciate all the subscribers.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Allah
Thank you
is
so much.
moving up in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Get to a time that I'll just be speaking maybe once in 1 month.
Yes.
I want everybody to just be part of it, just like Obodo Imbo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
After Obodo Imbo, we'll rush to Allah, Man of Prestige.
Yes, Man of Prestige. Yep. Same family. Obodo fam, Prestige family. Same family.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, sir. We'll talk soon.
All right. God bless you.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. So we did well today. Merlin says, I read side chick visited wife May home as co-worker more than once. They always do. I've heard that kind of story so many times. Like the side chick is right. They come around like weirdos. Oh my god. But anyway, I just think that's such a dangerous thing. If you have side chick, keep them at bay. Oh my god. Some respect. God damn. Some respect. A little bit at least. Now I come to the house. Oh my god. Know your role, know your position. Jesus Christ. Teresa says, when a man has a child outside, he should tell his wife and give her a chance to forgive him and accept the child. No woman compounds the decision by marrying the other women. Thank you. Yeah, that's the way. I've seen stories of people that do it like this and they get away with it, but not really. They don't get away with it. They will make their life a living hell for the next few years, potentially for life. They never get peace anymore. But you're absolutely correct. It's just now, if you know you don't want to marry, don't get pressurized by a side chick into doing so, especially when your own family. Typically, we have family support and say, let him marry, Gary. Don't kill him if you want to marry. But the family says, dude, it's a bad move. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? She got pregnant. Okay, let her have a baby. We'll take care of the baby, right? We'll take care of the baby. And you can, if you want, you can keep smashing too. But why? Why do you want to make it official? She was good with being a side chick before. Let her be a side chick. Beggy. Yes. The new time for the next 1 week. If anything changes, I'll let y'all know. Definitely. I'll let y'all know. Julia says, I'm talking from the experience. My father-in-law married a second wife because of big butt. Could you believe that his second wife killed all the first? What? Wait, spiritually or physically? Which one? That's some weird stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of weird stories out there like that. And yes, they hunt each other back in the day, not just physically, spiritually. People were born in Babalawo's houses because they were being protected from the rivalry wives. That's the reality, right? Now, let's say, I don't believe in all that spiritual stuff, but it's not about you. The fact is that once you plant that seed into someone's head, they can't have peace of mind, right? They can't have peace of mind. But yes, I think, she said in terms of spiritual aspect, yeah, but just as powerful, because if there's enough people around that believe in that, it is what it is. If there's enough people, if the person we're talking about believes in spirituality, all you have to do is say to them that your second wife is after your kids, and then it takes on a life of its own. They will never know peace in that household. Even if it's not true that they have that kind of power. So it's still true. Spirituality has that much power. It takes over people's mind and it controls their life, potentially for the rest of their lives. So even when they are doing well, let's say somebody lost a job, later after they've grown old, they have their own house, so they say, is that my mother's rivalry that's torturing me? Ogunwaye, maybe is this person doing something? And then they start praying and praying and praying. They will never know peace. So it's not fun. The point is that it's never fun. No matter how you want to shape it up, it's not fun to be in that kind of position where you have to look over your shoulder, even spiritually. It's not worth it. Now, should you have side chicks? I mean, knock yourself out. I don't know what your moral standards are. Knock yourself out. What I'm telling you is that um it's probably much more peaceful for you to keep your household, focus on your purpose. Your purpose as a man cannot be KY. It's not possible, right? Why? Because it's superficial and it's short-term feelings, and it can be looks, it can be KY, it can be money. It has to be something bigger than that, right? So can side chick destroy your life? Absolutely. Destroy everything. Can the love of money destroy you? Absolutely, right? Can the addiction to KY destroy you? Yes. Can addiction to sex destroy you? Yes. Can addiction of any type destroy you and your purpose in life? That's really what we're talking about. It's not about, oh, you don't think it's only. I'm just saying, hey, have some self-control. Practice some self-control. You're not going to be perfect. No one is perfect. But practice some self-control. And when you've made a mistake or you made a boo-boo, relax. Take some time off. Before you start to react, seek wise counsel. Because it's not the end of the world, right? It's not the end of the world, So the man was very wealthy before, but all his companies collapsed, suffering from diabetes. Yeah? At the very minimum, that's what a lot of people believe, right? There's no peace in that household. What's the point if there's no peace in the household? Right? Exactly what are you chasing after? Listen, I'm not asking you to be perfect. Have some self-control. If a person doesn't have self-control and you're with them, ladies, right? It's not only him that will suffer. If you don't nip that in the butt, seek wise counsel, talk to a therapist so they can help you with how to handle this. Because there are tools available to create what you're looking for in your family. If you keep brushing under the rug, it's not only him that will hurt. It will hurt you. It will hurt your children. It's not fair, but it's the reality. It's actually fair because you married this person, right? So it depends on how you look at it, right? So I'm just letting you know, if you know you're in that constitution, don't just let it push forward and forward and forward. It's not normal. Don't normalize being in a relationship where there's no respect. Don't normalize it. It's not normal, okay? It's not normal. Address it and start with individual therapy. Start with individual counseling. Don't drag them to counseling. Start with individual. Tell your story. Let them see, okay, maybe there's a way. Maybe you're an enabler. Maybe you're not an enabler. Maybe you're a victim. Whatever, right? But at least don't. It's very easy, especially in a society in Nigeria. They can normalize it and make you think it's normal. It's not. It's not normal. Okay. It's not normal. So that's it for this fantastic, another classic in the bag. We had 58 people watching. Yes, I'm already rounding up, but don't drop off yet. Okay, but shout out to you. I know some of you are new here. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, ladies and men of prestige. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Niger time, 3 a.m. on Tuesday morning. All right, I'll see you on the next one, and peace.